Hello and welcome to Normal Game Couch. This is episode 2 of what I decided to call Story Chronicles of Haven. Thanks for checking out episode 2. I didn't have a name, like a proper name for the series, my Dragon Age series, when I did the first episode. I wasn't even really sure I was going to make a series when I did the first episode, but look at us now. Here we go. This is episode 2, so apparently that's beautiful, isn't it? It looks like a Thomas Kincaid painting. So today's episode is largely going to be focused on the hinterlands. Man, I couldn't have timed that better if I tried. Um, uh, I thought in the series we should have at least one episode that's just kind of screwing around in the hinterlands, and that's going to be what this episode is. There's plenty to see and do here. When I played through this part on my main, I spent about 20 hours just doing hinterlands stuff. So there is plenty to see and do here. So we're just going to kind of wander around, head toward quest objectives when we see them, and quest markers and whatnot, and just basically just hang around in the hinterlands for a while and just have a good old time. That's what today's episode is going to be. It's about discovery. It's about finding shards, apparently. And just in general, just having kind of like a casually good time in the hinterlands. No pressure. I'll save the pressure for the next episode. We'll get into the Inquisitor's path more on episode 3. Man, I'm usually not as crappy at finding these as I am right now. Come on. Aha. And there we go. Okay. Alright. And just to reiterate, I'm playing a mage. I usually don't play mages. I typically I typically go for warrior type classes, high DPS, basically tanks. I build tanks. I was just talking about that in yesterday's episode, which wasn't even this. It was Rogue Legacy. And I was talking pretty much the same thing. Like, yeah, I basically build tanks. That's what I do. Tanks. But this is a... Yeah, alright. This is a bit different for me, playing a mage. And I gotta say, I rather enjoy it. I like the ranged combat, and hey, as long as we're doing ranged combat, I'd rather it be magic than archery. Not that there's anything wrong with archery. It's just that's so far removed from my usual style, unless it's Diablo 1.
Talk to my father if you have business here.
All right, this is the chick.
And who are you?
I know what this chick's about.
Father if you have business here.
She's got some stuff for me later. Here's the horse stalls. Okay. I know what that chick's about. You'll notice I have a really bad tendency to ping for items all the time. I'm pretty much constantly... Again, I couldn't have timed that better if I tried. I don't know what's up with that. I'm like knocking it out of the park today. But yeah, I'm always hitting L3 to ping for items. Resources and whatnot. I apologize in advance. I know that will probably annoy the lot of you. But, I've been playing video games for over 30 years, so collecting things is kind of my MO. It's kind of my bread and butter. I grew up collecting things in games. Tchotchkes. Hello. Camera.
Served our Lehman for 30 years as horsemaster. I hear your Inquisition is looking for mounts.
Yeah. That's right.
It is. Can you help us?
Not at the moment. I can't just send 100 of the finest horses in Ferelden down the road like you send a letter. Every bandit between here and Haven would be on them like flies on crap. You'll have mounts once I know they won't end up as a cold winter's breakfast.
Alright.
That sounds more than reasonable.
Glad
Yeah,
to
it sounds
hear it.
alright.
My wife Elena manages the farms and Bron's in charge of my guards. They'll tell you what they need. Until then, you deserve something better than whatever knock-kneed plow-neck they gave you. The chestnut over there is a purebred Ferelden forder. Take care of him, and he'll take care of you, Inquisition.
He just referred to me. Odd. That is some odd grammatical choices, my friend. Bottle of Thetis. Alright. I made the decision on the first episode, too, that I'm not going to read everything out loud. In my personal game, like I actually beat this game a couple days ago, but in my main game, I read everything. All this kind of stuff, like all this, everything in the whole game, I read every word. Because I wanted to really kind of understand the world and immerse myself in the world. And I'm going to try to remember to scroll through everything, so if you want to read it, you can go ahead and like pause the video if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching it live, sorry I can't help you. But if you're watching it on YouTube, you know, pause the video and read that stuff if you like. It's all pretty good, like, you know, it's worth checking out. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I heard what my man said. If you want our horses, then we need our farmers back safe in their fields. Since the breach appeared, the wolves have gone mad. They come after our men like beasts with the water sickness. You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
Alright. Let's hear about these wolves.
How are these wolves acting differently from normal?
Normal wolves go after livestock, but come at them with a torch and a blade and they run. These beasts, though, it's like darkspawn during the Blight, or when the dead rose to attack us. They're possessed, or something like it. I've lost too many men to the beasts. I won't endanger more.
Okay.
Farewell.
Good day to you.
Now we're going to be following a narrative arc throughout these episodes. So if you're watching this one and you didn't watch the first one yet, I strongly recommend going back and watching the first episode. Because like I said, you know, we can't open that yet, but we're going to be following a narrative arc all the way up through the first act. So we're going to be, it's probably going to be a 20, 25, 30 hour series.
If you put up a few watchtowers, we'd all have more warning before the next attack.
And if you don't know what's going, if you're starting like in the middle, and we're doing like a potentially 30-hour series, you're really going to be left out, man. So I strongly recommend starting with episode 1, then this one, and then 3, 4, so on.
You said you had a way to help the refugees.
I do. There are too many hills in these parts, good places for raiders and bandits to gather. I've marked good spots on the map. You set up watchtowers there, I'll talk to the master and get your people weapons.
Farewell.
Sounds good, bruh. What is it? Oh, I think one of those shards are out here. Yeah.
That's what the skull helped you find? Right. Not ominous at all.
And let's see here. Quest over here. Ah, hold on a second. Let's go grab... Oh, there's a whole thing going on over here. Okay, hold on a second. We'll come back to that. I saw on my mini-map that there was a landmark over there, and I want to try to grab all the landmarks. Alright, let's see. Lost. Prize-winning Druffalo Druffy. Ran when demons attacked. Last seen down in the gully. Reward if found and return to farmstead. Alright. Gotta go get Druffy the Druffalo. we will get on that in a bit. Let's take out this this breach and I guess grab the or this rift, I mean, and grab the landmark afterwards. How come my NPC buddies are not helping me? Okay, there we go. I need a little help here, guys. I mean, I know I'm the Inquisitor, or whatever. Actually, you know, I don't know if I'm the Inquisitor yet. I kind of forgot where we were in the campaign after the first episode. Am I the Inquisitor? I don't know if I am yet. Spoiler alert! I mean, that happens really early, so... I mean, come on, why wouldn't you be the Inquisitor eventually, you know? There we go. And these demons often drop good loot. See what we got here. Ring of Bleeding, Lightning Essence, right. After about the 70th Ring of Bleeding, you kind of stop caring. Man, there are so many waypoints in the hinterlands, it's kinda nuts. This is a really nice zone, though. I could live in this zone. It's kind of hard to pick, like, having finished the game a couple days ago, it's kind of hard to pick what my favorite zone is, but this one's definitely up there. Alright, there's that mount. Oh, and here's this now. Remember I said there was something coming up with this chick. I think, yeah, she's got racing courses.
What kind of racing are you talking about? I set up a course over there with stakes in the ground. It's too narrow to race directly, so I time it with a sandglass. You try to ride the course before I call time.
I'll give it a try.
I'll try one of your courses. Wonderful. Get your horse and I'll set up stakes. You make time. I'll throw in some of the dress money Father gave me. Consider it a donation to the Inquisition.
This kind of seems like it's tacked on, you know? There was, isn't there something like this in Red Dead Redemption, I think? Well, pretty much every game with a horse in it has something like this. Now that I think about it. Alright. Press L. To summon your mount, press L1 to open the radial menu, and select the horse head. Okay. Whatever. It's not that complicated. Oh, come on, right off the bat. We might still be able to do it. Feels kind of slow. Get over there. In the... We did it. Man, that was a really crappy run, but we did it. The next one will go better than that, man. I guarantee it.
Nicely done. Fancy another race?
Yeah, I fancy one.
Set up the next course. Great. Go get mounted. I'll put up the stakes straight away.
I think there's 3 total. So, I'm kind of not really into this, but, you know, we can just get it done. Let's just finish this off so I don't have to do it later. I mean, it's not like terribly bad or anything. It's just, you know, I could be killing Darkspawn. What am I doing with this crap? This seems so, like, tacked on and arbitrary. I mean, if you want to give me horse riding lessons, that's one thing, but there's better ways to do it than this. It's just so arbitrary. And why does it seem so slow to me? What's up with that? Yeah, see how much better that one went? Alright, I think there's one more. Always get off on the wrong side.
Nicely done. Fancy another race?
Yep.
Set up the next course. Great. Go get mounted. I'll put up the stakes straight away.
Right on. Alright. Getting things done. Darkspawn are attacking the world. What are we going to do about it? Let's race around this chick's horse racing course. Horse is getting kind of wonky here. Man, I could go for a new Red Dead Redemption game. What? Oh, they juked me out. I kind of got in like this like mindless flow. Come on. Right on. Screwed up and still made it.
I'll be damned. You've mastered every course I set up.
Alright, is that it? You got anything else for me?
That was some riding.
That's some pig. Alright. Where do I want to go now? Oh, there's a quest over here. I can set up a... Did I set that camp up? I'm sure I did. I know I passed one on one of the racing courses that was not set up yet. But that one's set up, right? Is it not? It's lit up, which means I don't think it's set up, so we'll head out in that direction and set that one up. Man, after like 85 hours of this game, I still am like, does that mean it's set up or not? It's lit up. Is that set up? Can't remember. Over the fence. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's just confusing because I thought for a camp so close to like my kind of area of recent actions, I would have got it by now. Like I would have set this camp up by now, but apparently not. Alright. And this is where that quest was. Alright. Endrin. They're telling everyone to leave until the mages and Templars stop burning everything down. I saw the way the merchants are looking, though. If we just flee, they'll pick our houses clean. I'm taking our little project to the cave in the hills up north. You know the one. It'll be safe there until this all blows over. Hessel. Alright, Hessel. Caves. This game does have its kind of moments of beauty, you know, when you're just kind of walking around and suddenly it hits you how beautiful the game is. But then you see something like somebody walking through a wall or something, and then that all goes away. This game has so many glitches in it. Hey, I leveled up. I forgot about that. Let's take care of this. All right. I was going fire with her. That was the idea for this character, was to go fire. Yeah, we'll keep that going. I do like having this lightning, this one lightning spell, because it's pretty boss. But we're gonna stick to the fire theme here. Let's see, we can make immolate stronger. I don't really like using that. Flash fire. Send him fleeing in panic. Doesn't really do me any good since I'm ranged anyway. So I guess we could go for a passive here. Let's see. Summoning fire increase effective. Yeah, okay. Or what's this? Your spells burn away ambient magic that would otherwise slow down your casting. Every spell you cast shortens your active cooldown times. So that's kind of cool. It lets me fire off some more spells in more of a rapid succession. So yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay. I kind of have like this muscle memory of having played this game for 85 hours on another character to like go in and save all the time. But I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to let autosave do its job because I'm streaming right now. You guys don't want to see me navigate menus and crap. So autosave is going to do its job today. Got to break myself of that habit. Okay, so this is where that guy wanted one of those towers, right? This is actually a really good spot for a watchtower. This guy knows what he's doing. See if I can get down here without killing myself. Ah. Alright, let's continue on. I'm having a hard time mentally parsing this geography in front of me. It's very odd looking from here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, you like some of that? Ugh. Wow, I died. Alright. Let's get to face down in the pond. Come on. Man, my party is just getting wrecked. I wasn't really paying attention to my health. I could have used a potion. Solus is doing fine. What are you talking about? You know, the problem is This is like a level 12 Fade Rift, and I'm level like 4 right now. I probably shouldn't even be attempting this. Maybe we should move on from here. Yeah. Okay, we're moving on. We're running away. Run away. No. Oh, I kind of saw that coming. So, hopefully, like I said, hopefully autosave is doing its thing. Once I saw that that was level 12, I probably should have just turned around, but okay. So where are we going to now? That's that one that just straight up killed me, so let's do some more shard hunting. That seems safe enough. Right? Let's get back over to the west side of the map where it's safer. You know, I wasn't really looking at enemy levels because I'm that again that comes from probably like 85 hours of not really needing to pay attention to that kind of stuff because I was so overpowered that I could pretty much just stroll anywhere and take everything out. But I gotta remember, you know, I'm only level 4 now, and I'm playing a mage, so I'm not tanking anymore. Like I gotta keep that in mind. Not tanking anymore. And there's a quest up here. Alright, Bergrit. It'll be worth it. You worry too much. I've seen you hunt. You and that bow go together like the Maker and Industry's sweet bosom. And there's nothing in this world that'll keep breathing after you take your axe to it. And believe me, once you've got enough of the bear claws, and remember, they need to be big, really good-sized ones, I don't want you coming back with some cubs slashers and a sad dog grin on your face. We'll make something that will make both of us rich. Think of the girls in Redcliffe hanging on your arm. Bergrit. It's a strong arm, my friend, strong enough to kill 3 big bears and bring those claws back. You take care of that, and that arm will have a nice lady to wrap around at night. Good luck. Don't come back without the claws. It's like 2 paragraphs, and the guy said it like 5 times. Like if there was any mystery left of what I was supposed to do. Go get the bear claws. So I guess that means it's time to go to Dunkin' Donuts and get some bear claws. They don't even have those at Dunkin' Donuts, do they? Oh, I see everybody leveled up. Let's take care of that real quick. I'm almost kind of thinking of, for the sake of the stream, just auto-leveling everybody up who isn't me. I'd be okay with that. I think that's what I decided last time anyway. I normally would never do this, but I want to make it more entertaining, and hopefully that won't come to haunt me. And when it comes to my own character, of course, I'll take the time and make decisions based on my own personal play style. Yeah, there's an Asturium up there. But I couldn't get there from the other side, so gotta see if we can get up there from this side. Oh, man. It's like Oblivion all over again. Come on. Uh, get up there. I know if I could hit it just right, I could get up there. How about this way? There we go. And there's the Astrarium. Now these things are kind of tricky sometimes. The goal here is to... This one's a really easy one. But the goal here is to make the constellation in the stars as seen below in one continuous line without doubling back or going over any previous line. So it looks like we want to start here, go here, 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 and here. Sometimes they throw some extra stars in to kind of throw you off. Those ones aren't selectable anyway, but they're kind of brighter than the other ones and kind of throw you off mentally. But we're all good.
Where does this lead?
Now when you find all the... okay, here we go. When you find all the Astrariums, you open a cave at the cave there. Bear claws. Alright, Varric, come on. Stay in the game. You're ranged, dude. There's no reason for you to take that much damage. Now we got some ads. Ugh. I'm telling you. Alright.
I do not believe these are simply bandits. Their armor and training suggest something deeper.
Bear hide. So I just killed that bear and didn't get any bear claws, huh? Yeah. Man, we got a lot of quests here. Yeah, I didn't get any bear claws. Oh, whatever. Whoops. Alright, let's get back to the quest map. Alright, let's see. We got some more shards here. And another landmark. So, let's make our way... Let's do the shard and then the landmark. We'll just make our way over there. If we can. There you go. And then a landmark further on. Like I said, I'm kind of a completionist. And that, I think, comes from over 30 years of playing games. I mean, you can't play... You know, you can't grow up playing games like Spyro and whatnot and kind of not fall into that kind of habit. You know what I'm saying? This kind of comes with the territory. Put tchotchkes in a game and I will collect them. What are you doing, guy? I can't... I didn't really want to come down from here, but...
The apostates have fled to the hills.
Funny that I died on the stream. After 85 hours of playing this game on my other character, I didn't wipe my party once. And then second episode on the stream, my party gets wiped. Figures though, right? Thomas Kincaid, what's up? Alright, what are we even doing? Oh, I was going for that landmark. Where is it? It's up here. Is there any way I can get up here? I can walk up, maybe I can walk up that trunk. I'll line myself up here. Yeah. Ah. Ah. Started to kind of glitch out a little bit there, but if it works, it works. Alright. Now what? Let's refer to the map. What do we got that's nearby? That's probably the closest thing. Search the river for the package. Huh. Ah, wow, I didn't even see that chest in there. Good thing I pinged, man. See, that's why I do it all the time. I ping all the time. For that exact reason. One thing I learned from my first playthrough is that one of the first Inquisition perks you want to get. I was trying to say Inquisition, but my mouth kept wanting to say Inquisitor. One of the first Inquisition perks that you want to get is the Fine Tools Deft Hands, I believe it's called. It's the one that lets rogues open up, like, harder to open doors. Because there's a lot of, sometimes even quest-related stuff behind those doors. So, you know, you really want to get on that one quick. I found all kinds of, like, what I consider to be necessary things behind doors that were locked as such. So yeah, I recommend getting that one really early. If not even like the first chance you get. I don't know if it has any prerequisites to unlock, but I don't think that it does, so yeah, you pretty much just want to open that one as quickly, or unlock that perk as quickly as possible. Alright, picking up some good armor, dude.
The fighting between the mages and the Templars has cost too many innocent lives.
Ah! It's coming right for us! I'm not really the biggest fan of Varric. I like Varric as a character, but I don't really like Varric as a party member. So I'd like to replace him with a rogue, with a different rogue as soon as possible. There's one that I have in mind. I'm gonna try to shy away from spoilers, revealing who that rogue is, but if you've played this game before, then I'll go ahead and say 4-letter name starting with S. That's who I prefer. So, whoops, sorry, Fennec. Didn't even mean to do that. I thought I was targeting one of these dudes. Ugh. Die. Die flashily, as Captain Buggy would say. Welcome to Die. Let's see, where do I want to go now? I want to stay away from that rift for a while. Let's see, deal with the wolves. Search the northern hills. Yeah, alright. Two quests pretty close to each other, and we're in the general vicinity, so yeah, we'll head out in that direction. But I was talking about the numerous glitches in this game. If you're interested in seeing some of them, I have a series of videos that I call Inquisition. That's INQUI dash GLITCHIN apostrophe. It's Inquisition 1, 2, and 3. So search those on YouTube if you want to see some funny stuff. You'll also get to see my my main character that way. You know, because he's featured in those videos. Because I got those off of my main playthrough. You know, my main non-streaming playthrough. So yeah, check those out. They're good for a laugh. I am anticipating probably a few like moments during the 20 to 30 hours that I'll be streaming this game. I assume we'll run into some similar visual oddities as we move forward in the series. Hey, Fennec. Alright, that's the, yeah, we're staying away from that. I didn't even really mean to come here. I'm trying to get to the quest marker. Staying away from that. This is kind of a cool little area in here. I like the rays of light coming through. And I see some wolves up there. So this must be the spot. Let me target one and see what level it is. 4? Yeah, we can do this. It does seem to me that most of this game is leveled to you. But apparently the rifts are not leveled to you. Will you guys back away, please? Maybe a spell getting enemies to flee isn't as useless as I thought. Maybe I'll get on that next time I level up. Out of my way, please. And then we got search the northern hills.
That cave could be the lair of our strange wolves.
I saw you creeping behind that rock. Come on. Where is you? And we got some demons back here. Stands to reason. Ah. Lay off. Back away from me. Ah! He's standing right behind me.
The demon dead, the farmers could be safe from the wolves.
I expect the wolves are also pleased to be freed from the demon's control.
Solus is a pretty cool guy. Pretty cool guy. I haven't really figured out what I'm gonna do in terms of uh, romance for this character. I think I'm just gonna play every angle until I find one that feels right. Because I don't really have a direction with this chick, you know, in that regard. I have to think about like the elvish personality. Elves are kind of racist in this game, so maybe I'd want to make her go with an elf. So Solus seems a likely candidate. I think what I'm going to do is like I said, just kind of play every angle until I find one that feels right for the character. What am I doing here? I don't even really know what I'm doing here. It's like I killed the wolves, but I still have like a kind of a quest marker here. All right, let's look at what we're doing. Search the northern hills. That's what I'm doing now, right? Yeah. If you look at the mini-map, there's a eye icon. The thing you're looking for is usually toward the center of the icon. It isn't always. Yeah, see, in that case. What was that?
Construction is progressing well in Kirkwood.
Grenade belt? That was the big deal?
Things are bad there.
I wasn't trying to.
You weren't trying to remind me how bad it is in Kirkwall, so you decided to talk about it?
About its recovery.
What you're talking about are the buildings, and even that will take years. People don't recover so
How do we get out of here? I got a little creative with the look of my character this time. I want to do something different. I gave her kind of red pupils because I thought that would be cute as she's a fire mage. And I gave her like the half and half tattoo. I kind of forgot my reason for that, but it was a good one at the time. I seem to remember having a good narrative reason for that as well, but I kind of forgot what it was. Probably something to do with good or evil, as cliche as that sounds. Alright, and this is where that rift is that we're not messing with, because it's ridiculously OP for the hinterlands. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I thought the Druffalo was down here, and I was right. Let's go grab. Well, we gotta herd this Druffalo in, or he follows us in, or something. Yeah, he follows us in. Different from herding, but there is a distinction there. He's in here somewhere. Did I pass him? I guess I passed him, but there's a landmark up here that we'll grab. A couple of landmarks, actually. Fire Mage. You know, like I said, I usually play warrior types, but occasionally I do play like a mage type. But when I do play mage, I pretty much always go for offensive, highly offensive magic. Why screw around with anything less, you know what I mean? Find a key to the cabin. We are like getting way off track here. We were supposed to be looking for a Druffalo. There's some stuff going on over here. Ah. The camera. What am I pinging? Oh, this up here? Embrium? Like I care that much about Embrium anyway. Having an episode like this, where it's just kind of focused on doing hinterland stuff, is actually kind of necessary moving forward, so that I'm strong enough to follow the Inquisitor's path. So it actually is kind of necessary now that I think about it, and I'm kind of glad I'm doing it. Just doing hinterland stuff for a while. If I could just find that Druffalo. He's in here somewhere. I probably passed right by him. You probably even saw him. Yeah, there he is, right there. Alright, come on, guy. Lead the Druffalo back to the pasture. Unfortunately, we are going to have to go... Are you following me? Right by that rift. And this guy is so slow. Which means exposing ourselves near this dangerous OP rift longer than longer than what's comfortable. Come on. You're so slow. If you get too far ahead of him, you lose him, so you gotta go slow with him. Crap. Yeah. Alright, looks like our Druffalo friend is following us around this side, which means we might be able to get up past this rift without too much problems if we stick to the right, hug the right here. Come on, Druffalo. Come on, run past the demons. Let's go. Alright. Let's see, do I want to come around to the left or from the right? I guess we'll come at it from this angle. I think this is what I did last time. Which I seem to remember discovering wasn't the correct way. Because you gotta kind of fall down from like a cliff face. But whatever, it gets the job done. Alright, Dreffalo. Covered in blood. Alright, follow me down here. He comes back around that way anyway. Come on. Jump down. Come on. Alright. I know there's probably a way better path to take, but whatever. I just make it harder on myself. It's fine. Alright. So that's good enough, and we can go talk to the farmer.
Thank you. I appreciate you finding her, and I'll see to it that this never happens again.
That looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi there, from the prequel trilogy. Thanks for reminding me of those horrible movies. Alright, what are we doing now? Oh, this is pretty close. Let's do this. Oh, turn in the thing about the wolves. Okay. Let's go turn that quest in. Ugh.
You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
Done and done.
Normal now. There shouldn't be any further trouble.
That's good to hear. I'll send word to the farmers and let my husband know what you've done. It may not seem like much, but you've given this land hope it desperately needed. Thank you.
Alright. Alright, what do we got? Lots of stuff over here. More rifts. Shards. More watchtowers. More shards. Yeah, alright, let's go, well, let's grab this first, then this, and then we'll work on this section. So we'll kind of follow a path out there. And I know I could be right about that. I didn't spend much time on horseback in my other game. My main game. Never really cared to. Like, fast travel seems to work just fine. The whole horseback thing really seems unnecessary in this game. Out of my way. So like I was saying, this game has a lot of glitches in it. And, I mean, you can laugh most of them off. Like, most of them aren't even a big deal. But, the mere fact that they're in here in the first place, in my mind, as numerous as they are, is enough, or should be enough, to disqualify this game from any kind of Game of the Year status. But a lot of people talk about this game like it's Game of the Year, and I just, as much as I like it, I really like this game, and I really like BioWare, and I like that they're one of the few companies that really goes like big budget RPG, But as much as I like it, aside from all the good stuff I can say about this game, it's just it's an unfortunate fact that this game has a lot of glitches in it, and in my opinion, it's enough to disqualify it from Game of the Year status. But what's funny is I don't really hear that many people talking about how many problems this game has. Like, why don't people talk about it? I mean, are people in denial, or is my copy defective? Like, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but it really seems odd to me that nobody cares. Nobody cares, dude. Everyone turns a blind eye to it or something. I don't know. God. I mean, I know that my spells are bouncing off his shield, but I'm hoping someone else pulls aggro away from me, so he turns his back to me, but it's not really happening. Here we go. It'd be kind of cool if, like, someone using a metal shield took damage when you fired electricity at them because of the current traveling through. That would be kind of a cool touch. I mean, I think even when like spells bounce off a shield, the person still takes a little bit of damage. But, like a good portion of it is mitigated by the fact that he's using a shield. But, it would be cool if, like, elemental abilities came into play like that. And for all I know, they do. I mean, I don't study the behind-the-scenes numbers. I'm just confident in knowing that if I hold down R2 enough, people will die. It's good enough for me. Seems like there should be some loot in this camp, but
the apostates have
nope.
gone mad with power.
The Templars aren't looking any better here.
Alright, what do we got here? I think I got kind of sidetracked from what I was doing, but it doesn't matter. I'll find my way around the hinterlands one way or another. I mean, most of the stuff I'm doing is emergent anyway, so, whatever. Just kind of going around killing guys. I think there's something inside that house.
Come on. We can only restore order by securing an alliance.
Yeah. I seem to remember not really taking too much damage from this fire before. Yeah, there's a shard. Well, I had to get the shard, so. Secure an alliance. For the sake of keeping things interesting for me, I'm considering maybe doing the opposite of what I did in my main game. So you gotta pick a side, so I'm almost thinking about picking like the other side on purpose. Just so it's a little different for me. But then at the same time, like if I'm streaming this, I need to go into the thing comfortable with my decision. So, I don't know. I guess I'll just kind of play it by ear, I suppose. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. Every time I see one of these apostate mages with the floating book in front of them, it makes me want to play Makai Kingdom. Love that game. Ah! Didn't realize that was a booby trap. You stop seeing those in the game after a while. That's not something they do after like the first 10 hours. These guys with the shields, man. Varric flipping around, doing all his acrobatics. Yeah, we get it, Varric. You're cool. We get it. Alright? Relax. Oh. Yeah, this is,
Let me try.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought this was one of those deft hands deals, but it's just a regular old lock for a rogue to pick. Let's see what we got here. Alright. Anything else? Doesn't seem like there's anything else in here. I'm just kind of walking around in circles here. I should pick a direction. Let's head out to the third and final watchtower location. I was thinking the other day, man, I really love RPGs. Like, I mean, I'll play like the worst RPG as long as it's an RPG, you know what I'm saying? I really love the mechanics of an RPG. I love turn-based RPGs. This seems kind of dangerous. But yeah, man, turn-based RPGs I'm really into. Probably my favorite genre. My favorite game of all time is Earthbound. But my favorite games outside of Earthbound are Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy VI. And they're all turn-based RPGs, so... Oh, and I also really like Mother, and I also really like Sweet Home. And I'm not like, you know, cherry-picking games. Those are like my favorite games. They're all turn-based RPGs. So, I mean, it's totally my favorite genre. But I also like action RPGs like this, and Diablo, Champions of Norath, Baldur's Gate. You name it, dude. If it's an RPG, I'm probably all about it. Just saying. Where do I get into here? Where is this? Oh. Okay. Guys all standing on top of that bench, acting weird. Look at them doing their thing, man. I love it. I love how weird this game is sometimes, dude. This is exactly the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This is your game of the year, folks. Game of the year right here. Oh, all right. This game is full of stuff like that, dude. And that's not even like that bad. That's you see that stuff all over the place. There's stuff way worse than that. I've fallen through the world. I've seen untextured interiors, untextured interior cells. I've launched up into the air off of rocks and stuff. I've kind of floated up and down. All kinds of stuff, dude. And, you know, I'm not manufacturing this stuff. I don't make it happen. It just happens. And that's what I'm talking about, dude. That's the kind of stuff you experience in this game. And it's really kind of hard to take this game seriously as a Game of the Year contender because of all those kind of problems. You know, and I'm a pretty forgiving dude. Like, I can totally, like, look past a lot of that kind of stuff. And that's why I still play this game now, and I still appreciate it now. But Game of the Year? I don't think so. So there's a rift over here. I think. Level are these guys. Alright, this is more like it. This is where we're supposed to be right now, not like level 12. I mean, I'm all for a challenge, but a mob of level 12 demons against like a party of level 3 adventurers, that's not that's not supposed to happen yet. You know what I'm saying? Alright, come on. Oh, I didn't realize there was still a guy alive over there. Now I feel bad. I'm just letting Varric die. I was waiting for the rift to QTE itself. It just wasn't happening. Alright. Got some red on my mini-map. Let's go kill some guys over here. Bam! Whoop. You get really distracted in this game just by like following the red on your mini-map to kill more guys. Like, it's great that I'm doing this and get some XP or whatnot, but I should be following quest objectives, quest markers and all that. just doesn't end with you guys. Let me just check the map here. Search Witchwood for the apostate stronghold. You know, I seem to remember getting kind of lost on this one for a bit. Let's see if we can find it. I mean, we're right in the center of the eye on the mini-map anyway, so it should be around here somewhere. You know, funny thing is, I actually think I remember seeing it and, like, passing it by. Like, 5 minutes ago. We're gonna kind of go in concentric circles starting from the center of the eye until we find it. Is it up here? Alright. Let's go up here and kind of double back. I seem to remember it being marked by that kind of blue ice. There's a bunch of that stuff over here. Maybe it's like a trail that you follow down. Is this it over here? I see they're like marking here. Seems like it would mark a significant location. Is this it? No, I was in here before. You know, I think this is what I was thinking of. That is not the place. Yeah, I remember this kind of throwing me off before too. Well, I guess the apostates did a good job picking a spot, since I can't seem to find it. It'll be around. We've been out here a million times. Is this it over here? No, this is just a battle going on. Saw all that blue and I thought that was something. Although it might be up back there anyway. It does kind of look like a natural entrance to what might be a stronghold. This is where that Druffalo was. It wouldn't be back in here, would it? No, we're getting too far away from the from where the quest marker is. Man, why can I not find it? I see some serious geography down here. This has to be the place. There we go. Some serious geography. Speaking of serious geography, I'm doing Terraria on the show tomorrow, so be sure to check that out. 8 p.m. EST, usual time. Alright, so cold attacks. I don't have any cold attacks. How about you, Solus? Yes, you do. Awesome. What? Come on, Solus, what are you doing? Gotta hit this a couple times, I guess. Yeah, I forget that I'm not powered up on this character. I'm so used to being able to, like, one-shot these kind of barriers. This cooldown, too. Gotta wait for the spell to cool down. Man, slowly but surely, huh? Unfortunately, no other elemental attacks will work on it. I see that there's a bunch of guys on the other side waiting to fight me. It's kind of like that scene in The Phantom Menace where Obi-Wan, again with the Obi-Wan, is trying to get in to fight Darth Maul. There we go. And I'm still playing as Solus, so I'm not really into that right now. But it's too hectic to switch over right now, so we're just gonna have to deal. Too hectic to switch over. Alright. Ah, camera. Is everybody dead? No? Thought everybody was dead for a second. There's more than I thought in here. I mean, I guess that makes sense. This is their stronghold. Hello? You are going to want to use a potion. I'm going to want to use a potion. That's my last potion. I should probably restock at a camp.
The King's Road should be safer, at least for the time being.
But we still have those Templars to worry about, though.
Ah, a new staff there. Let's check that out. Right on, dude. And you know, I know I got better armor, but that's something I'm going to deal with later. Right now, I'm just kind of I'm just trying to get through some of these objectives here. Cross some notches off of my hinterland's belt. If that makes any sense. I don't think that makes any sense. The lowly Embrium. Kind of OCD about collecting. I feel like if I ping it, I have to collect it. Not always, you know. But if it's relatively easy to get to after I ping it. I gotta work on that though. I ping way too much. Way too much. Even when I'm conscious of it, I still do it. Like I don't know why, man. Too much of a completionist. How about I head back to one of these camps, refill my potions, and then hit some nearby waypoints. That sounds good to me. We'll go to this camp first. Alright, supplies replenished. That's what I like to see. Whoops. Alright. So we got a lot of stuff nearby actually. We got another astrarium. Got to hunt for some ram meat. Some more rifts to take care of. Another landmark. Let's do these like 5 things and just kind of go clockwise. So we'll start with the astrarium and just go around and wind back up at the camp again. That seems like a good way to go. Cut a big clockwise. Starting with the astrarium here. Iron. Iron everywhere.
Apostates!
Of course, there's bad guys here too. Bad guys everywhere. Goodbye! Some of the voice acting in this game is a bit laughable at times. Alright, let's see if we can do this one here. Yeah, okay, this one seems simple enough. Obviously we would need to start with one of these outlying pieces. Come up like that, down like that, down like that, there, there, and there. If they were all so easy. Whoa, what was that? Kind of janky movements there. Alright, let's go hunt some ram. When I was playing through the first time, I was playing a melee class, and hunting ram... I wasn't really too proficient with switching between characters yet, so hunting ram was kind of really difficult for me. But now that I got a ranged class, this is going to be a piece of cake. There tends to be ram all around. Like, there is a quest marker here, but they really are kind of everywhere in the zone. Quest marker seems a good place to look, though. Got one up there. Or is that's a fennec. Is that one over there? No, those are people. I probably could have been hunting rams the whole time, but you kind of stop seeing them after a while. You don't really notice the wildlife anymore after spending 85, 90 hours playing the game. It really does kind of just become background to you after a while. White noise. Alright, rams, where are you? When I'm not looking for you, you're everywhere. Might as well pick up this quest in front of me. See what that's about. Oh, okay, this is a hidden treasure location. A la Assassin's Creed 4. Black Flag, same kind of thing. Kind of look for the landmarks and find the treasure.
Very insistent that I help.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
It's surprising that an elven apostate is the one who joined the Inquisition voluntarily.
So much easier with a ranged class. And normally they drop more than one apiece. Don't they? I seem to remember a couple of them dropping like 3 or 4. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. If I gotta kill 10 of these things, ugh. I'm like way off track of my clockwise circle, I think. I'm actually not that far off track. Let's go take care of this rift, and then that rift, and then that landmark. And kill any rams we see along the way. Oh, there's one. Get back here. That's so brutal, dude. I see some more way out there in the distance. There's Speedy. Alright. It's easy to get turned around when you're hunting so aggressively. Kind of forgot which direction I was supposed to be going in. So there should be a rift over here. Hey, what's up, guys?
Find someplace safe. Where? The mages and Templars are going to burn down the whole world.
Oh, what's that? Oh, just some iron. I see the green shimmer over here. It's the right place. And make sure to collect all the loot. For every one great piece that you pick up, there's like 100 crappy pieces. But you don't know until you pick them up, so you kind of just got to loot everything.
Templar bastards killed my husband and stole the ring from his finger. They deserve to die.
Okay.
You're saying the Templars attacked your husband?
Aye. He was digging out a stump. The fools couldn't tell a shovel from a mage's staff. Had to be safe, they said. Rebels everywhere attacking by surprise, sick bastards. They took the ring I gave him on our wedding day in case it was magic.
Farewell.
Alright, we'll handle that. We'll handle that. Alright, where to now? I think the plan was to take out this rift and then go to that landmark. So let's do that. And there's another ram. And some bad guys. I actually wanted to take care of the ram, but these bad guys are getting in the way. Solus is just fine. Solus doesn't need help. The green wizard does not need food badly.
Does anybody else smell that? Seriously, just me?
What are you talking about, Varric? Seems like a conversation starter and it went nowhere. Alright, I see the green shimmer off in the distance of another rift. That's the one we're going for. Oh, but there's a skull thing. Let's go take care of that. Locate some more shards. We haven't hit this one yet, have we? No. Ah.
Solus, have you always lived alone? Out in the wilderness as an apostate?
For the most part.
Would that not be incredibly trying?
People can be trying. Mankind most of all.
That is an excellent point.
One thing that really kind of sets this game apart and makes it something special is that it gets really political, and it kind of puts you in kind of in charge of like this great political force, and you have to make like these decisions all the time that kind of influence your political path through the game. There's not a lot of games that do that, and I kind of really appreciate that aspect of it. It gives it kind of a more mature tone when politics are involved, and I appreciate that. And Dragon Age has always kind of done that, but not to the extent that the you know, Dragon Age Inquisition does. I mean, it's kind of on a new level for this game. But I really like that aspect of it. And it does kind of feel like your decisions actually matter. That sounds kind of like a cliche thing to say, but you know, it's true. How can we get up there? And I leveled up again. I just want that shard. Jump. I totally don't mind glitching my way up there. Like, I'm totally cool with that. There's probably a way better way to get up there if I just walk around. It's probably like just over here and around. Like, I'm making it way harder on myself.
The tower is impressive, even as a ruin. I wonder what dreams it might hold.
Alright, here's that landmark up here that I was talking about. Topaz. Oh yeah, I remember there being a thing here. Um, you would think it's these scrolls here, but it's not. It's in here. And I'm trying to remember how to get in there. Not even 100% sure I can even get in there now. Was it up here? It was one of these things that's like kind of way simpler than you think it's going to be. Yeah, it's up here. Isn't it? Yeah. I spent so much time... Well, I totally hit X. I spent so much time trying to figure this out one day. I didn't realize how easy it was to jump up that broken wall. Visit a potion loadout station.
I confess.
The breach remains a threat to us all.
Just the same. I wondered if you might leave now that we have a plan to seal it.
Ah, because I am an apostate. I might flee before the Inquisition throws me in chains. I take my commitment seriously, Seeker. Come what may, I shall see this through.
As you wish. Though I cannot guarantee what will happen in the days to come.
Gotta remember I did level up, so we'll take care of that. We'll handle that real quick. Focusing on my fire spells here again. Send enemies fleeing in panic. Flash fire burns brighter and hotter, intensifying the panic that your enemy suffers. I'm realizing now that this is probably a very useful skill to have. Because since I'm a ranged class, I got a lot of, melee characters running up trying to attack me, so this would hopefully send them away, and if this intensifies the panic that they suffer, then it should send them away with more vigor, I suppose. I didn't know exactly the word that I was looking for, but that seemed to have worked. And we'll just auto-level up these guys. I gotta tell you, I normally don't auto-level. It's not something that I normally do, but rather than look through 120 possible spells while I'm doing this like total spells while I'm doing the stream, I'll just go ahead and auto-level and trust that the game is making good decisions. And if it's not, oh well, I'm just playing through Act 1 anyway. No big deal. If I was long hauling it, I would make every decision. But since this is just going to be Act 1, I feel okay with just auto leveling and trusting that the game isn't completely screwing me over. And one good thing about auto leveling is it'll probably pick out stuff that I wouldn't have picked out myself, so I get to see a wider breadth of character development. So that's kind of cool, actually. Like, that's actually really good. Because otherwise I would just be picking spells from, like safe spells that I knew were effective, and I'd pretty much be min-maxing the whole time, and, that's not fun, really. You know what I mean? Let's roll the die a little bit. Let's let the computer make some mistakes on our behalf. Oh, these ledges are hard to deal with. Let's steal from this person's garden. Now, what we got in here? It's funny about RPGs, man. Like, you just kind of walk into people's houses and steal crap. Ah, RPGs. Every now and then in an RPG, you get that NPC that's like, "Hey, who said you could come into my house?" I think it's brilliant when that happens. Sometimes they break the fourth wall a little bit. There's a shard up here. Where is it? So much foliage. There it is. Hidden pretty well down there. I love a lot. I love a game with a lot of foliage. God, I wish I could get back up there. Kind of want to see about climbing this tree. Yeah. Oh. Varric running down that hill kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, "Who's that?" And hey, we're at a camp, so let's refill our potions. I think for episode
The chaos has
3.
made this part of Ferelden more dangerous than ever before.
You know
All right,
there was a
Cassandra.
blight here, right?
All right, yes. Except during the Blight.
I think for episode 3, I'm going to focus on getting another party member. There's one that I want specifically. It's that rogue I was talking about earlier. And after that, probably focusing a bit more on the Inquisitor's path. Because I do want to make some linear progress in the campaign. Like, what we're doing today is all about preparing myself for what's coming. And you know, I'm not looking to brute force my way through the game. You know, there's going to be some kind of casual moments like these where I just kind of take it easy and talk about nothing for 2 hours, and that's what the episode will be. Like, that's what this episode is. But you know, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty here, probably starting on the next episode. But I needed an episode like this to kind of shorten the level gap between me and what's coming. You know what I'm saying? So we need to prepare ourselves. So, you know, go around and completing quests, leveling up, all that stuff. It's relatively necessary to handle your business like this.
Watch yourself. Bandits up ahead. Or something anyway. They're blocking the road.
Tell me about them.
What can you tell me about the attackers on the road?
Several groups. Some of them with bows. They've got better armor than most around here. It's too many for us. If you head out there, careful you don't get flanked. They don't take prisoners.
You don't think they're bandits?
Bandits wait until people are vulnerable, then hit them fast so nobody escapes. These bastards show themselves too early. They care more about driving people away than taking loot. They're either stupid, or they're more than just bandits. And they're too well armed for stupid.
Thanks for the warning.
All right, let's see. East Road Bandits. Let's take care of this because I'm almost done with the stream for the day, and I'd like to. I wouldn't want to be in the middle of this one when I sign off, so we'll go take care of this one, and that'll probably be the last thing we do today on the stream. East Road Bandits.
Bandits ahead!
Dispense with the bandits. Solus does not need help. Why do you keep saying that?
I doubt that's the last of them.
Alright. And that's part of the same quest. 2 waypoints, 1 quest.
The ancient elves may have set up wards near here. If we can find the artifacts they used, it may help strengthen this area against tears.
Might as well loot these guys. How's my inventory? It's got to be getting full, huh? 53 out of 60. Yeah, it's getting there. And what's that ahead? What is that? Measuring the veil. We'll do that next time, probably. I kind of just want to get this bandit quest over with and finish the stream. But it's right there, isn't it? Let's just go do that real quick. In fact, you want to know something? I think it might actually be tied into what we're doing right now. If I recall correctly, which I probably don't. Where are you, Solus? Yeah, I think it might actually tie into the chick that gave us the bandit quest. I think has something to do at the end of this one. So one way or another, we're about to finish something up. So whenever we get through, call that the stream, I think.
Fire is that?
I have heard of this, but never seen it before. It is called veil fire. It is a form of sympathetic magic, a memory of flame that burns in this world where the veil is thin. I believe I sense one of the artifacts of my people. Yes, the wards are helping to strengthen the veil. This area should be safer for travelers now.
Yeah, I guess I was remembering that wrong. I guess there's another part like this. But yeah, my alarm's going off here, so we're going to finish the stream. One more thing before I finish the stream. You can bring these veil fires in.
Nicely done. The veil fire may prove useful.
And normally when you see a veil fire like that, there is a marking on the wall. And if you find the marking on the wall, it works like a blacklight where you got to kind of get close to it with the veil fire. And once you find it, there we go.
Runes are interacting somehow with the flame from the torch.
You get to collect a rune.
A weapon enchantment.
Or a schematic for a rune, rather. So we just got a schematic for fire rune. And that is not a veil fire torch, that is a normal torch. Alright, so yeah, we're kind of safe down here and kind of a cool place to log off. So we're going to go ahead and call that the stream. That was episode 2 of Story, Chronicles of Haven. That was Normal Game Couch. I've been your host, Payton. Thanks for watching. See you next time.